is an irony, just like animal farm. Justice mean inequity, so who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are the workers of the call. Now by area, why no better? We are the workers of the call. One guy's area, why no better? Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, he need it now, see what I see so. Now your friend on a nine come at them. Only papi obeka nice and beer. So I want one, I bet you were two. Everybody was afraid. And until I learned to my quantity again, once my boy dumping one and I cheat. But who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wasam because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Akuku drofo nyina dalima. Who go say the truth? Obiaja konson so to grow your mansa to me be a cacobrafo. If I need a if when you know yet. Na so kutrata down so be dia back or why no keke. I feel for the man more piafo efwe. No cross on my mo. Anya safwe muayini. Akuku drofo nyina dalima. And who go say the truth? Abaya di bote chino. Yedi bi bebo nyande bi. Kachisa would your mouth pipinuma. Would your mind never shine my preference? But who go tell the truth? TUC, silence, even journalists, silence. So then who go say the truth? Right is right, wrong is wrong, no matter how you justify. You say you wanna get rid of corruption. Someone want to help you. Now the person become your target. Jobless, no they mean senseless. Poverty, no they mean useless. One day, then go resist. The country where I come from, the truth is an irony, just like animal farm. Justice mean inequity, so who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth?
Hello, good evening, and welcome to your favorite edition of MyView show here live on Today Ghana News TV, where we serve you the best dinner in town this and every Monday evening. Of course, always streaming live on all your your favorite social media networks, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, and on LinkedIn as MyView show on Today Ghana News TV. Also, we are joined live as usual by our listeners from Sakina Information Center in Teteli in Northern Ghana. We are also live on High FM 93.7 in Achimhima in the Eastern region, and also live on the King's Radio in Accra. And also, like I said earlier, on all your favorite social media networks. And of course, it's come to our attention that we are being streamed on other platforms as well. And so if we have not captured you in this introduction, please send us a message and let's acknowledge you as well as your viewers or your listeners. And as always, thank you for tuning in and welcome to yet another exciting edition. A few weeks ago, we had the pleasure of inviting you to dinner from the home of an ambassador of state, a former ambassador of state. Since then, there have been numerous invitations or numerous calls for us to go back to her home for dinner. And as your humble servants, anytime you put in the word, we have no option but oblige to your request. That is why today we are going back to the home of Ambassador Zita Benson for dinner today. So our guest for today is Ambassador Zita Benson. Ambassador Benson was a former Minister of Information, also a former Minister of Tourism under the ex-Royal NEC government, and also the former ambassador to the Czech Republic. And today, we have the duty and the opportunity of having dinner from her home once again. Good evening, Ambassador Benson.
Oh, good evening, my brother. How are you?
Well, under the circumstances, such a question is difficult to answer.
It shall be well.
It shall be well. Like I say, it is a hope that keeps us alive. And for that, we are always grateful to God for our life, and we always hope for better things. But having said that, how are you doing yourself?
Oh, God's grace. I woke up with a bad cough or cold, whatever they call it, but I hope to get better.
Sorry to hear that, and we wish you a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
And I hope and I know that our guests, our viewers and listeners for today would particularly appreciate the huge effort that is being done them by still being able to, have the attention and audience of Her Excellency, even though she's not feeling well. And so, Ambassador, because you are not feeling well, today we'll go easy on you. So no quick fire.
Thank you.
No quick fire questions for you today.
Sorry?
No quick fire questions for you today, as we did the other time. So
it's okay. You can bring it on. I'm ready. Anytime.
Yes. So we would ease into it gradually. Let's be certain of a few facts. Few days ago, or probably approximately a little over a week ago, we saw some footage of the flag bearer of your party, the NDC. I think he was on tour in a foreign country, and we saw some footage that seemed to depict you. Were you part of that tour?
Well, I was there. I wasn't really part of the tour, but I was there.
You were there?
Yes.
Because at a point, I guess we were beginning to wonder whether you had joined your party members in diaspora.
Oh yes. I'm a member of the fundraising committee in the diaspora.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That's very good to
Yes,
know.
I'm very active here. So
Oh, when you say you are very active here as in,
I mean, in the States, I wherever I go, I try to do NDC. NDC is in the blood. So wherever I find myself, I become part. It doesn't matter where I go. I work for the party.
for God and country, as
Mhm.
always. That's good to hear. I mean, later on in the show, we are going to come back to the tour of your flag bearer
Mhm.
and to try to see how the tour went and what your assessment of the tour was, or what your assessment of the tour has been so far. But let's rewind a little and take it over from where we left off with you the last time we were on the show. The last time you were on the show, we were having a discussion about the performance of the Bank of Ghana, governor of your country, and you didn't have very palatable things to say about his stewardship of the office that he holds. Ever since, your party members, led by the parliamentary caucus of your party, have since embarked on some kind of a demonstration, calling on him to, step aside, or worst case scenario, sit up. Information that we gather is that after the tour, the Bank of Ghana called those who embarked on the tour as hooligans. Honorable, what did you people do to their governor?
It's unfortunate that he would call Ghanaian citizens who are requesting for accountability from him hooligans. He's not there on his own. Okay, he's there to work for us as Ghanaians. He's there because we use it may have appointed him. We voted for the president under the constitution, and the president owes us. He needs to make sure that whoever he puts there does the right thing. So if as citizens we think that he's running the Bank of Ghana down, and there's a protest that look, the way you're running things is not helping you as a government because everything is going down. Look at the rate of inflation and everything, and it's not helping us as a citizen because whatever decisions you take affects us directly. And so we think that you should resign, or maybe if you don't want to resign, get things done properly. A good person or a humble servant would humble himself and come and receive the petition and say that I have heard you. That's what a listening government does. I have heard you. Okay, I'm going to work on the things that you say I should work on. It doesn't change his name. It doesn't change anything about him. But for him not to have the respect to come and meet, because whether we were NDC people or not, who went there to take the petition to him, we're still Ghanaians. As NDC people, we still contribute towards the growth of the economy in the country. So it doesn't matter that he is working under an MPP government, so we are NDC, so he won't listen to us. We're still Ghanaians. We are part of the population. We are part of the people who pay taxes in the country. So he owed a duty to come and listen to us and not sit in his office and say he wasn't available. Later come on to the media and call us hooligans. It's a shame, but time will tell.
Well, I mean, people say that that particular branding of what took place as hooliganism seem to tell the story of who he perceives himself to be, because he made a statement at an IMF event. So the call is being made by some people that probably he doesn't see himself as a servant of Ghanaians, but rather as a servant of other people, as in the people who sit in in the offices of the IMF, and so he has more respect for them than he has for Ghanaians.
That's exactly what I said, that he should have been humble enough to come and collect the petition, even if he was not available at the time to collect the petition. We gave him enough notice. He could have sent his deputy or vice or whoever to come and collect the petition. You know, sometimes a good word, it calms storms. Oh, I have received the petition. Thank you. I'm going to work on whatever you have said. I'm listening. And then it also rubs nicely off the person who appointed him. But for him not to have done that, and then come out and call the protesters hooligans, because I can tell you that there were MPs in the protest. There were doctors, there were nurses, there were teachers, these people were human beings of value. They were not hooligans. And even if they were hooligans, they didn't come there to break things. What do hooligans do? What does he understand by the word hooligan? A hooligan is someone who is distractive. He comes to break things and makes noise. But they went peacefully. It was a peaceful protest. Okay? All they wanted to do was to deliver a petition to him. So I don't see any hooligan there. If anything, he has rather shown by himself, by his utterances, that he is a hooligan. He doesn't like peace and order, because it reflects on him. And he has the audacity to do what he did, calling the opposition hooligans, because he knows he has the backing of his boss, the person who appointed him, the president. Because if you recall, this president is known to keep people who are not performing in office for long. Look at Oforiatta. He promised us that when the parliament called on Oforiatta to step down, he begged parliament. He said, right now we're in the middle of a deal, an IMF deal. After the deal, I'll make Oforiatta step down. That was a lie. Oforiatta is still at post. So the Bank of Ghana governor knew that he could open his mouth and talk without respect to the citizens of Ghana, because his own boss does that. And he knows that there will be no consequences for him. I served under His Excellency Atta Mills, may his soul rest in peace. And I served under John Mahama too. There's no way, as an officer of these two gentlemen, you would go and behave like that and insult, the citizens, and you get away with it. There will be repercussions, especially Atta Mills. So when we were serving under them, we were very careful how we spoke, because we were servants of the people. So, but this one felt emboldened. He didn't have anything to lose, because he knows that no matter what, the president would support him. He has a full support of the president to insult all of us. So he did that. And it shows the kind of government that we have as a country.
Well, that probably is, they call it the arrogance of power, right?
Oh yes, arrogance of power. And it's not just the Bank of Ghana governor who does that. I mean, all of them. Let's take Cecilia Dapa, whose account has $5 million in there, and there's no way of knowing that this money, where did the money? The source of the money is not known. Okay, one point something was found in her house. What are we seeing? She has the guts to even still be talking and asking the special prosecutor to give her money back to her, when there's really no evidence of the source of money, and she has the backing of the court as well. So she can talk, okay? She can talk. She can boldly say that it's my money, give it back to me. It doesn't matter how I got it. As a public officer who didn't have that kind of money in her account before she came into power.
Well,
so it's a reflection of the whole government. It's not just the Bank of Ghana governor. It's a reflection. The behavior of officers in this government is a reflection of the whole government, starting from Nana Addo, because they all know. Look, even before the Cecilia Dapa case went to court or went to the special prosecutor's office, the president came out to say that she should be patient. They would investigate and clear her, even before the start of the investigation. Before the start of the investigation, so
yeah,
it's a reflection of the government and the presidency.
It's rotten from the head.
Oh yes.
All right, let's go on this short tangent. We probably will circle back to the top or the head, as it may be, and arrogance. Since we had you on the show, lots of water have gone under the bridge, and it seems the situation in Ghana, is not only that of the economy and the things surrounding it, but it seemed to have been some particular suffering, particularly from some segment of Ghanaians, who, especially those who live I mean, initially it was the lower Volta Basin, but increasingly it is becoming the whole of the Volta Basin. These people have come under some kind of severe strain, owing to the dam, the Akosombo Dam, and its level of rise and subsequent spillage. How do you think the government handled this affair?
I think I did a video on this topic, and it's unfortunate how this government is always insensitive to the people of the Volta region. It's sad. It's as if they are not a part of Ghana. And there's been a school of thought, or other people have said that they think that the whole thing was deliberate to displace the people of the Volta region, based on how this government have treated the people of the Volta region so far since they've been in power. So that school of thought is there, that, oh, we think that this was done deliberately to displace these people, to punish them for not voting for MPP. And, you know, I've listened to some of the arguments, and right now I think I'm even inclined to believe that it is true, that they might have done it deliberately. But that is besides the point. Why are people saying that they might have done it deliberately? This wasn't an act of God. It wasn't rain that happened and flooded people's homes. We have experts who monitor the dam. They knew the dam was overflowing, it was full. They knew that at some point in time they would spill it. Okay, and I listened to the Minister for Sanitation, Frida Prempe or something, who said that they want the people to move and they didn't move. So in effect, they deserve it. Okay, and these are some of the reasons why people say that this government might have done it deliberately. I have a house there. You're asking me to move. Am I going to carry the house on my head and move with it? Okay, they can't move. Their houses are there. So as a responsible government, what do? You try to find a way to do it gradually, in a way that will not cause such a massive damage. What we are seeing with houses underwater, it was man-made. It wasn't an act of God. So in my video, I did say that if I were them, it has happened before. I heard it happened and they gave the people compensation. If I were them, you know, they'll come together and take a class action against governments and let government pay for all that they have lost. Because it is the responsibility, the government knows that there are people who live along the dam. That is their home. That is their hometowns. Those places are where they were born, they grew up, their forefathers, that's where they come from. So in taking any action, you must consider the people who live there. Okay? And the sad part in all this was that, okay, fine, it has happened. The president goes there and tells them that if not for the fact that I'm supposed to be president for all of you, I wouldn't even have come because you don't vote for me. That is very sad and a very irresponsible statement from a man like the President Nana Addo. Okay? The reason why I'm saying this is when His Excellency John Mahama was president, he did a lot of projects in the Ashanti region. The Ashanti region votes massively for MPP. His Excellency John Mahama never said, Ashanti people don't vote for me, so I won't take any projects there. In fact, he even took more projects than he took into our own World Bank. And I think that's what cost us the 2016 election, because the people were like, we vote for you and you take all the projects to Ashanti. It cost us. Okay? So that is the difference between Nana Addo and His Excellency John Mahama. John Mahama has always been a president for all. He doesn't care if these people voted for me or not. When the development has to come, it will come because you all pay taxes. The people of the Volta region pay taxes. So irrespective of the fact that they voted for you or not, it doesn't mean that when they are in trouble, you have to go and rub it in their faces that you don't vote for me. I'm here. No. That's why NADMO is there. That's why you are there as a government. So that in case there's anything, you would come to their aid as a government. Because at that point, politics doesn't come to play. At that point, All you have to think of, everybody, is that these are my citizens, these are my subjects, and they need me. Not who voted for whom.
Well,
So it's sad that it happened that way. And I think after a few backlash, they set up a committee. The outcome of the committee, there was really nothing of substance in the outcome of the committee. It was just English they have written. Basically, they're not going to do anything about it. So I will reiterate this here. The people of the Volta region must sue the government. Those who have lost houses, they must sue the Volta region, VRA, Volta River Authority. They must sue them. They must sue government. So that because people have built houses over 20, 30 years. They've lost everything. They're going to start. Some of them don't even know where to start from. Then you go and give them mattresses, you give them rice. Is that going to bring back their homes that they've lost? No.
Well,
no. And another thing is that I also picked up information that most of these people have also lost their voter ID cards in this flood. They've lost their voter ID cards and they've lost everything. So basically, these people don't even have a means of voting. So people are like, was it done intentionally to disenfranchise them next year? So it's up to them to prove and then go back and replace their cards for them. Otherwise, then we'll believe that they wickedly did what they did.
Well, Her Excellency, before we go to this topic, you talk about the arrogance of power in relations to the posturing of the governor of the Bank of Ghana, right?
Yes.
And we said the fish was rotten at the top. So
Yes.
it doesn't seem surprising that the president would go to people who are afflicted by, hardship, and go, and that's the time he chooses to talk about votes and the people who vote for them and not. So this whole thing seemed to tie up perfectly and to give the impression as though it is the president who is giving that license for his appointees to go on this tangent.
Absolutely. There's no fear of God in any of the appointees in the government, because you'll be cleared. Look at all the corruption cases that have gone before Nanadu. How many has he prosecuted? None. They don't even resign. He doesn't even make them resign. So there's no fear of God in any of the appointees. There's no fear of God. There's no fear of God. Even with regards to Galamsey, when Frimpong Boateng's report came out, what did the Minister of Information say? He said you were part of it. No action was taken on it. Okay? But he was a minister. He was a minister for environment. He knows what he was talking about. They set up an interministerial committee to overlook Galamsey. What happened? The same people who were part of the interministerial committee, some of them said they still have their cases at the special prosecutor's office. Those cases, they are giving the special prosecutor hell to drop those cases. But what happened when a video came out and we found out that the people who watches the watchman, the people who had been put in charge of the fish, were now the ones stealing the fish. It's like giving the meat to the mouse to watch over, or the cats to watch over. They were now the ones who were eating it. What did the president do? Nothing. He didn't fire anybody. He didn't do anything. And Galamsey is still ongoing. Okay, this is just one example. There's so many instances that we can talk about that appointees have messed up. It has become very embarrassing, but he will come out and say that, after so and so investigations, you have been cleared. That's how he earned the name Mr. Clearing Agent. So he has the people who work under him have no fear. They do things boldly. Otherwise, how do they find a 1-point-something million in your employee's room, and then find another $5 million in a bank account, and then as president, you won't wait for the authorities to commence investigations, and you come out and say, "Don't worry, I'll clear you." Nobody has fear. They take Ghanaians for granted. They think they have the goodwill of Ghanaians, so they can get away with it.
Well, you see, the appointees have no fear. They seem to want to do things and get away with them. Just before we go to the substance of our discussion today, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that over the weekend, some elephants were engaged in a tough fight. Some of the appointees who have no fear were engaged in a tough fight.
Yes.
What do you make of the outcome of whatever that happened?
The outcome. Okay. I'm sure that you as a media person, I'm sure you are monitoring social media too, and you can see that there's really no victory in the air. Am I lying?
Well,
There's really no victory in the air because these people came out and told us that Dr. Bawumia was going to win by 75%. Guess what? 40%. 40% of delegates rejected Dr. Bawumia in his own party. 40% didn't want him because they see him as part of the establishment who has created the mess that Ghana currently finds herself in. That's why 40% wanted Kennedy. Not obviously Kennedy didn't get 40%, but he lost 40%. 61% is almost like 40%, losing 40%. Okay? So it tells you that even in the MPP, they see this government as a failure. That's almost like half of the party saying that we don't want you because you are part of the system that has failed us. You are part of the system that has brought corruption into Ghana. You are part of the system that has lied to us, that has caused unemployment. So we don't want you. If not for monies that were given out, and promises of jobs, and appointees who went all out to make sure that they delivered their constituencies to him, Bawumia would have lost miserably. He would have. And then you have after the proclamation, you have the president come out to say that, my work is almost done, but I have one last thing to do, and that is to make sure that Bawumia wins the election. He was very happy. The president was very happy, and I'll tell you why he's happy. Because they have someone from them amongst them that they are going to control. That that person is going to cover up for the rot that they have created. All the stealing, all the corruption, all the things that they have done that nobody knows about. Okay? So Bawumia is going to be used to cover up for all these things. And that is why Nanado was very happy. So Bawumia is literally going to be like a puppet for the Achim Mafia. What was the reason for which they appointed Bawumia? It wasn't because they felt Bawumia was bringing anything on board. They said His Excellency John Mahama had gone to say that MPP was an Akam party and they would never elect a Northern. So they wanted to prove to NDC and JM that they can elect a Northern. I mean, Ghana deserves better. You don't elect someone because you want to prove to your opponent that, you said, you see, it's very stupid. Excuse my language. It's like me telling you that, Albert, you can want to mean kumu mame. Then you come and tell me that, let me kumu mame, upasha. And then you go home, get a knife, and then ako kumu mame. Where Jimmy? So for us to tell them that we are Akam party, and see, because of that, you go all out, and then you bring us a candidate to come and lead Ghana, not because of what he's going to bring on board, but because Jamama said, we can elect. That's what their general secretary said. Jamama said we can elect another. So we have elected another. Clap for them.
In that case, they have achieved their full reward. Yes. Their victory is over.
Yes. So it's not because Bawumia is bringing on board anything new. He's not. Because whatever mess that we find ourselves in, Bawumia was part of it. If Bawumia did not believe, or Bawumia felt that he had something different to bring on board, and he did not believe in the governance of Nana Addo. But Moya would have stepped down. It's happened before. I can't step down. Nkezi, Vice President of Rawlings, he stepped down when he felt that he wasn't comfortable. Baumia could have done the same. But he's been with this government since day one. He's going to end it with them, and he thinks that he's coming to break their eight and continue the wicked rule of Nana Addo. Nana Addo will be sitting in his house. His prime minister, Devil Gabriel, will also be sitting in his house, and they will be controlling us like they are controlling us. It won't happen.
Well, wonderful. Excellency. In fact, if I monitored anything over the media or social media after the results, all I've seen is people compare the percentage of margin of victory of your candidate with the margin of victory of Dr. Baumia. So if you are listening to us, or you are watching us, of course you are watching us or you are listening to us live on Today Ghana News TV, where we are streaming live on all your social media networks, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on all your favorite social media networks. We are also live on Sakina Information Center in Tatali in Northern Ghana, also live on High FM net 3.7 FM in Hima in the Eastern region, and also live on the King's Radio in Accra. And today, we are having dinner in the home of Her Excellency Zita Benson, former ambassador to the Czech Republic, former information minister, and former minister of tourism. So we will let Her Excellency, take some bit of tea to smoothing her throat, as she is currently suffering from cold, making time to join us. But while she's doing that, we will take some comments from our viewers before we delve in to the show proper, which is to try to assess the recent tour of the flag bearer of the NDC to the United States of America, where he went on, I don't know whether it's a mini tour or a major tour. Her Excellency will tell us when she rejoins us. But for now, let's see what our viewers and what our listeners are telling us. Asempa Hine Buachi, thank you for doing the viewing as always. You said you are greeting us from Akinhima in the Eastern region. Thank you to you, Asempa Hine Buachi, for joining us, and thank you to all the people of the Eastern region for listening to us. Oh, boss, Malik Dramani Mahama, thank you very much for doing the viewing. You said, I'm already seated as promised with my cup of tea, waiting to hear my boss, Her Excellency Lawyer Benson. More fire. Of course, you the people in UK, you are drinking your British tea. So enjoy the show, boss Malik. Mavis Boateng, thank you for doing the viewing as always. You said, greetings, Madam Zita. Thank you for your hard work, you are doing for our great NDC party. Thank you to Mavis for always doing the viewing anytime we serve you dinner on Mondays. Mavis, you are back. You said you are watching us from Lisbon, Portugal. Thank you, Mavis, and thank you to all our viewers and listeners in Portugal. And Osei Superior says, good evening, Albert and Madam Zita. Please, can you ask her, how does she see Dr. Baumia as John Mahama's challenger, watching from Barcelona, Spain? Of course, Osei Superior, I'm sure you have heard Her Excellency's take on Baumia versus His Excellency JDM. Kweku Ivo says, you are watching us from Suum in the eastern region of Ghana. Madam Yube, very right. Even the president doesn't respect Ghanaians. Thank you very much, Kweku, for doing the viewing, and thank you for your comment. Fans TV, you said wonderful and insightful. You are watching from Aflao in the Volta region. Thank you very much for your for viewing and for tuning into the show as usual. Frima Oye, you say, As the Bible says, Akufo-Addo only came to steal and destroy Ghana, and to destroy Ghana. Ghana. We will show him, Madam Zita, don't waste your time. Ghanaians are wide awake, watching from Matsi Niahu. Well, Ghanaians are wide awake, but Ghanaians need to also, be up and doing and to hold their government accountable and not go to bed. Patience Daku, you say you're watching us from Hamburg, Germany. I'm sure I'm watching and listen. I'm sure I'm watching and listening to the next Ghana ambassador to USA, UK, or Germany. But we need you in Germany rather. Okay, Her Excellency. I think Patience is already campaigning for you to come to the country she is in Germany. And let's see what happens. Ghana in fear, you say you're watching from Achim Bosusu. Baumia promised the MPP that he's going to deliver the Volta region to the party, but he lost Porto in the Volta region. Well, I don't know, probably because this is an internal contest. Maybe he promised them the main election said not an internal contest. Only time will tell. Robert Kimpe, you say you are watching from Paris, France. Ambassador Zita is super. Indeed, she is super. And that is why we bring her to you so that you can have a dose of her superness. Larry Kofi Aivo. Boss, you say, keep up the good job today, Ghana News. Thank you very much, Kofi Aivo, for doing the viewing, as always. Thank you for joining us today. Nana Tefremu, greetings from Tetali, Northern Ghana, and Sakina Information Center. Madam Zita is beautiful. She should visit the north whenever she's in Ghana. Of course, always always pretty as usual, and always delivering on point, intelligently and eloquently anytime she's called upon. And that is why we call on her to join us, even at times like this when she is not feeling well. And thank you to all our viewers and our listeners who sent us comments as part of this show. So we welcome back our guest for today, and then we'll continue with the show. So,
Today, Ghana News TV, we are the masters of the game.
Yes, of course. Indeed, we are the masters of the game. And welcome back, Her Excellency Madam Zita. Some of our viewers are campaigning for you already. They are campaigning for your next appointment.
So wait and let's win first.
Okay, so if you are listening, Excellency says, wait, you should wait till they win. But don't only wait till they win. Go out and vote so that they win.
Exactly.
So that he can get the appointments you so much wish for her. So Excellency, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go to the meat of today's discussion, which has to do with the tour of the flag bearer of your party to the United States of America. So yes, before we go, just how did the tour go?
Oh, the tour went very well. It went very well, but I'll suggest that next time we make it open to all Ghanaians, because those are some of the feedback I got. Because when your time comes, your time has come. There are a lot of people in the diaspora who really want His Excellency to come back, and they felt that keeping it as an NDC program kept them away from coming to listen to him, because they are so disappointed in the NPP right now. And so when they heard that we had a program, they were like, oh, you guys, next time, just make it a Ghanaian event and we'll all come and support. Because right now we are looking for someone who will take us from the hands of these wicked people. So that was what I took from it. So next time I would advise that we do it more as a Ghanaian thing rather than as an NDC event, which limits us to the people that attend it. Because, of course, with the Congress, it's the first USA regional conference that we've ever had. So, people were very eager to come. So I joined it from Chicago. Actually, His Excellency started from Canada and then came to Ohio to give a talk. So after that, he came to Chicago for the conference and the fundraising. So I joined in Chicago for the fundraising. And then later, the next day, we went to Hollywood, LAX, Los Angeles, to meet some people there, also some Ghanaians. And then we went to New Jersey. It was quite hectic. I don't know how his team managed, from Ghana to Canada to, I don't know how they managed, but kudos to all of them. My sister Joyce, Sami Jemfi, Fifi Kwete, Peter Otukuno, Wanda, all of them. Alex Befi, they all did well because, look, I joined just for three trips and I came back sick, So I came back. Look at me now. So yeah, so
indeed, like you said, you wonder where he gets his energy from.
I wonder where, and he comes and he's strong and he give his talk and he sits throughout. And then after the program, everybody's dying to take a photo with him, and he's so calm. Even if I was at a point I collected the mic and I was like, "It's okay, go and sit down. It's okay." I was agitated for him, but he just stood there smiling through it all. I wish I had such patience like he has. He has a huge mountain of patience that it makes me wonder where does he get it from. Yeah, but it was quite good. It was quite good. The message he updated the party in the USA about the state of the party for victory 2024 and assured them that we were working very hard to make sure that this time around we will not be cheated. We are aware that the EC doesn't belong to us. We are aware that known NPP people have been put on the EC as electoral officers. So, going into a fight and knowing that your opponent is the referee in that fight, you know that they are going to cheat. The only way you are going to come out victorious is if you win convincingly and massively. So that was the message. We need to win convincingly because the Electoral Commission is not on our side. The Supreme Court is not on our side. It's the grounds that has to speak. And once the ground speaks, Jimesa cannot do anything. So that was the most important for me. That was the most important message. And then, sometimes when people are in the diaspora, they think that, what happens in Ghana doesn't matter. It doesn't concern me. But, sometimes I get very sad when I go on social media and I see a young person or somebody who has lived abroad all their life. They come home once and they say they are going to their village and they don't come back. They die of road accident because of bad roads. Okay? This is what good governance does. If you have a good president and a good government in place, they will make sure that the roads are done. Look at the Kumasi road that we started doing when we were in power. Look at the state of the Kumasi road now. It's so bad. In almost 8 years now, these people haven't even completed it. It's so bad. Okay? People are still dying on that. His Excellency John Mahama spoke about dualization of most of our roads, like you have in Europe and you have in America. Over here, even local roads are like 4 lanes. Freeways are like six lanes, just one way going. You're not car, but it's one way going. So those are some of the dreams of His Excellency John Mahama when he said roads like the Central Region, going to Central Region and Western Region, he was going to dualize it. These people took over. They haven't done anything. So it's very important for the people in the diaspora to know that they are not cut off from Ghana. Ghana is their origin, is their root. They will definitely come back. And when you come back, and then God forbid you fall sick, and they take you to Kolebu, they take you to Kolebu and they tell you there's no bed, and you die, then you know that left our home. Okay, that is why His Excellency was building so many hospitals. When we were in power in 2016, we did a green book with projects. MPP led by Dr. Baumia himself. They made so much fun of the projects in the green book. But what happened when COVID came? The health minister himself, Ajiman Prempe, he went to lie in the hospital, the UGMC, which they said did not exist. That's where the Napo and Prempe, that's where they went to. The diplomats, foreign diplomats in Ghana, went to the Bank of Ghana hospital that they said didn't exist. Look at the E-blocks we built. Look at the Circle Dubai. Look at the roads we built, the infrastructure. Look at Sagleme, rotting away after 7 years. Yet, in 2020, when we were going for election, these people, these governments, they cut so many sorts. They said Agenda 111, blah, 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 lies. Nothing materializes with them. What has happened to Agenda 111? Nothing. Even the cathedral that they said they promised God is now the most expensive hole in the world. It has become a hole whereby it's collecting water from rain. Maybe when we run out of rain, they can go take their buckets there and go and fetch some to cook. It will help them.
Well, I only hope it doesn't get filled and we have another spillage in Accra. Accra is dealing with enough floods already.
Yes.
Yes. Talking about the energy of your candidate, indeed, lots of people express surprise about his energy because information we are picking up is that he's already planning another tour in Ghana.
Yes.
And he's going to be not touring just some part, but touring the whole country after his long trip abroad. One question that people keep asking about his foreign tours in particular is the fact that they wonder why he spends time traveling or engaging with Ghanaians in the diaspora, because in the wisdom of the people who ask such questions, they say the battle is not abroad, the battle is home. So if he has any ammunitions, he should be firing them at home and not outside. So why is he out?
That's where they are wrong. That's where they are wrong. Even with this local MPP contest they had, Baumia came to, was it Texas or Ohio, to come and do a fundraiser. Ken also came to Worcester to do a fundraiser. Why didn't they say the same thing? That the delegates are not in America. So why are you coming to America? You know, everybody is important. There are some of these people in the diaspora who have votes in Ghana, and they do travel to Ghana every election to vote. Whether you believe it or not, it's true. There are people in the diaspora who travel every year, every election year, to come and vote. Plus, in any election, you need money to run the election. And I remember the Obama campaign, what they did over here was that, you know, ordinary people were giving like $1 here, $1 here, $5 here. And that's how Obama won his presidency, through contributions from people. So yes, we had a fundraiser here, and it's not over. If you are listening to me and you want to contribute, you can contact me. I'll send you the link. You pay directly into that account. That account will go into the party office. We will recommend you to His Excellency that you have contributed to his campaign, because as we are about to enter the campaign year, we need T-shirts, we need vehicles, we need money to move around, we need even petrol to put in campaign cars and all that. So we need everybody on board. Everybody is important. And like I said, the fact that they are here doesn't mean that they have given up their citizenship or origin as Ghanaians. They do come home. Some of them come to build houses in Ghana. In fact, they contribute to our economy. A large chunk of money that the Ghana economy gets is from people living abroad, from remittances that they send abroad, they send back home. You know, so in his speech, he told the Ghanaian people in America that you know, things are really hard. And so if your people call you and tell you that, if for instance you used to send $50 back home, and they call you and say that the 50 is not enough, know that they are not lying, because things are hard and there are no jobs and prices have gone up. Petrol prices have gone up. You know, $50 now is nothing if you are sending that. So if they send, don't shout on them. Be patient with them and think until things get better. So the people in the diaspora are equally very, very important. They contribute to the economy of our country when they remit money's home, when they come and build houses home. Some of them come and set up businesses. So they have an interest. That's why if you look at the port, most of them living abroad are shippers. They ship cars and stuff and come and sell in they are well, not shippers per se, like exporters or importers or whatever you want to call them. They bring things home to come and sell. And so that's why those people concern mostly about the high taxes on import duties. Because when you import anything, I'm telling you, there are like 10 taxes on what you bring home. You buy, for instance, you buy the value. Okay, so for instance, the value of this phone, where's the camera? Okay, so the value of this phone is let's say it's $1,000 here. Okay, or the value of a Mercedes is $12,000 here. Okay, and then you ship it. You pay $2,000 to ship it. You pay another extra for whatever charges. So the value as at the time is leaving America to Ghana is about, let's say, 15,000. Okay, so that's the real value of the car. If it's here, that's how much the car will be going for. But when it gets to Ghana, you pay another like $15,000 to get a car out of port. Okay, and I know what I'm talking about because I shipped the car and I paid double the value of the car that I brought. So if I have to sell that car is no longer going to sell for 15,000, the real value of the car. I have to add the taxes and import duties that I paid, which will make it to about $30,000. So that's why you see a car in Ghana and you think it's 30,000. But if it comes here, the real value of the car is not even up to 30,000. The taxes alone is more than the cost of the car.
Well,
so the people who live here know it and they feel it.
So, I mean, knowing how important, reaching out to your party members and Ghanaians in general in the diaspora is, and as a party that is looking forward to, returning to power, very soon in the future, what would you say can be some of the ways that Ghanaians in the diaspora and members of your party in particular, what are some of the ways they can contribute towards helping your party to achieve your aim?
Right now, what we need is money. We saw the money that was splashed at Kumewu. We saw the money that was splashed at Asin. Even in this election, the Saturday's election that they went to recently, we saw Baumia gave 400 Ghana cedis. Kennedy Japan gave 300 Ghana cedis. Okay, so Baumia's 400 Ghana cedis, calculated by the number of delegates. I hear there were about 280,000 or something delegates. I may have the figure wrong, but I know it's in the 200,000 range. So calculate 400,000, 400 cedis. So, okay, I'll just cut it down. If you know the number of delegates, you can tell me. I'm calculating. So 400 Ghana, I will keep it to, let's say, 210,000 delegates. Okay, that's 84 million Ghana cedis. So new Ghana cedis. I don't know how much this is going to be in the old Ghana cedis. This is how much money these people have to buy an election. So we've been in power in opposition for 8 years. We need money to run the election if we have to win. Because these people, look, in one woman's bedroom, they found more than $1 million. So what are you talking about? If this money is in one woman's bedroom, can you imagine how much Kenoforiata has? The Kenoforiata, every contract that comes into Ghana, he gets 1%. His company is the one who is like the financial transaction advisor. So whatever loan we take, he gets like 1% or 2% of the millions of dollars that we take. So you can imagine there's money. We don't have money. So if you love the NDC and you want us to come back to power, we need money, we need resources, we need anything. You can decide to do t-shirts for us. You can decide to send us a pickup. You can decide whatever touches your heart. You can decide to give it to us to win the election. And then also, you can decide to come down and be a polling agent on the D-Day and vote for the party.
Well, so I mean, as if you are a member of the NDC, or if you are a concerned Ghanaian who has the interests of Ghana at heart and who is concerned about the direction in which Ghana is going, Her Excellency has told you what you can do to turn the situation around or to help in turning the situation around. Just maybe before we part ways with Her Excellency, if we can give her one more question. Yes. So now we know that the contribution of Ghanaians to your success is important, is necessary, and is needed, and that His Excellency finds these tours that he makes to Ghanaians in the diaspora and all parts of the country important. Should Ghanaians expect more of these trips? To the diasporan communities outside Ghana.
Oh, absolutely. He did promise them that he will come again before the election. So I'm sure that based on his schedule, he would let them know when the time is right to go and then interact with them again. So yeah, we for those who donated to the fundraising during the time that we came, I just want to say thank you to them. The lady vice chair did very well. Mamiaba, yeah, she put it together with her team, her executives. They did very well. Yeah, so I just like to commend them also. And like I said, hopefully next year when we're doing it, we would make it a Ghanaian event instead of like an NDC event, so that people who want to change their minds can come and listen to His Excellency and know what they are getting in.
Well, so if you are in the US or wherever you are in the world, if you contributed in any way to the success of the tour that His Excellency took to the US, Her Excellency extends her thanks to you wherever you are and in whichever capacity that you played in making the program successful. In a similar measure, we too at Today Ghana News TV are also appreciative to Her Excellency Ambassador Zita Benson for joining us once again, especially under these conditions where she is not feeling well, but because of the love she has for the party, because of her concern for the situation that's happening in Ghana, she makes time to join us all the time. And I think she has something more to add.
Yes. Before I go, I want people to remember this MPP government. They have destroyed everything in the past. Look, in fact, it's going to be, they've created a big mess. They have destroyed everything. They have stamped on our lands. Our lands that used to produce cocoa is now being sold and being used for galamsey. Our water bodies have been destroyed, and they have depleted our accounts to the extent that they who said that they didn't need the IMF have to go back and then run to the IMF. And then during their campaign, we heard that they were offering a honorable Kennedy Japan $800 million to step down. For a country that just received the first tranche of IMF money of 600 million, it amazes me that we have 800 million to give to one person to step down because one person is so desperate for power. So they should remember, a vote for Bawumia is a vote for Nanado to continue being in power, the Achi Mafia to continue to be in power, to continue to steal, and to cover up all the thefts and corruption and rot that they have created. So in 2024, we need to be wise. Bawumia is just an extension of the Achi Mafia rule. It's just going to be a poodle. And so I'd like also to thank all your viewers who watched and listened. Share and let the message go far. And like I said, if you want to contribute, there's a link. If you contact me, I can send you the link, and then you can contribute. Thank you.
Today Ghana News TV, we are the masters of the game.
Thank you to you too, Her Excellency Ambassador Benson, for joining us and for giving us a wonderful show, which I'm sure that our viewers and listeners have enjoyed and have appreciated very much. The show that we have given them today, and for all the contributions that you have given them. We are indeed very grateful and eternally grateful to you. And we hope and we know and pray that being a friend of the show, that when we reach out to you again, you shall respond.
Definitely.
And you heard it. So we have another appointment in waiting. And so thank you to Her Excellency for joining us, and thank you to our viewers and our listeners for making time this evening and joining us on this show. And not just this evening, but for making time to join our show this and every Monday evening to listen to the best socio-political talk show on air and on the radio waves every Monday evening. And so, until we come your way again next week. Thank you to all our viewers and listeners on Sakina Information Center in Tatali in Northern Ghana. Thank you to our listeners on High FM 93.7 FM in Achinhima in the Eastern region. Thank you to our listeners on the King's Radio in Accra. And thank you to all our viewers and listeners on all our social media handles on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, and wherever you are listening to us. And we hope to see you again next week. Until we meet again, take care and stay blessed.
The country where I come from, the truth is irony. Just like animal farm, justice mean inequity. So who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are the workers of confused call. Now by area, why no better? We are the